science teacher at Yerba Buena High School, and this is the fourth in a series of um, videos that I'm calling digital pedagogy. And we recently in the chemistry department deployed a common course assessment for chemistry, and we used Google Forms. And so this video is really about um, how to do that and what are the results. So on the 13th, we deployed the assessment, and this was a review of last year's content, right? This is one of our PLC goals, and I think it's one of the goals for the school as well. We did deploy a review practice quiz the day before, and this was just to check the connectivity of students to see if there were any issues. So here are the results. So as you can see, there were 306 respondents, and on the surface, this looks very good. 94% were above the standard. And if you add these two, that would be like 85% of the students were meet or above the standards, and only like 15% were below. However, honestly, there are about 400 chemistry students, and therefore only 75% of the students responded, and we have to assume that those who did not respond would be at the lower end. So the nice thing about using Google Forms is you can get a breakdown, and this is a breakdown of the different classes. There are 13 classes over 7 periods. And when you're using Google Forms, what the format we chose was multiple choice. There were 50 questions, and they had 55 minutes to do it. And that in itself may have been a limitation for EL students or students who are not very good readers, because that's quite an intense pace. However, it was limited by we were having traditional schedule. So about the format, we used multiple choice, but I like this format where you repeat the same 5 answers over 5 questions. And the purpose of this is to avoid cognitive fatigue. It's actually very, very difficult for students to answer even 25 questions, let alone 50. But if you use this format, it won't be as difficult for them because they already know which answers. And so this is actually like a matching type test for every 5. Now, another reason that I like this format is because these are similar concepts. And one of the things that you do want students to develop is a way of differentiating or discriminating against similar concepts. This is very, very important for second language learners, because if you're a second language learner, it's hard to differentiate between words that have almost the same meaning. So again, the format is like this. For the first 5 sets of questions, they share an answer set. The nice thing is that the response allows you to analyze not only the correct results, but also uh, what was the source of confusion. And one of the good results about common assessments is actually the group of teachers' ability to find out why it is that the students weren't able to get the answer. And most of the time, it's linguistic, right? It's not really that they didn't know the answer, but it could have been phrased differently, or really they had a hard time reading and understanding the question. Now, we wrote it in such a way that these are very, very simply structured definitions for the basic concepts. The other thing that you get is you can get the spreadsheet. So you get the spreadsheet for all the different classes, and from that you can get more information if you so desire, right? Uh, you can also have an answer key, and with that answer key, you can compare each of the students to find out uh, where they made their errors. Um, one of the things that I found very beneficial is that the import grading system of Google Classroom worked very well. And therefore, if a group of teachers administers the same uh, Google quiz, they don't even have to look at the data sheet. They can just import the scores, get the scores immediately into their Google Classroom, and then um, using the link, right, the syslink to Infinite Campus, they can upload the scores right away into um, Infinite Campus Gradebook, and then they show up here. So going back to uh, the limitations, uh, one of the things that we encountered was that Canvas does not integrate well with Google Quizzes. If you're using Google Classroom, then Google Quizzes is not a problem at all and works seamlessly. One of the things that you should consider, though, is that when you populate your Google Classroom, you should invite your students through their district email to make sure that there's a one-to-one match between uh, the name in Google Classroom and the name and email in the Infinite Campus. Thank you. That's it.